Have you ever wondered, if one morning you woke up and the world had no writing and no laws, how would society survive? Imagine a world where information travels only by word of mouth, easy to forget, easy to distort, with no written records to ensure accuracy. In that world, historical stories, hard-won lessons, and even scientific knowledge would exist only in the fragile memory of human beings. A society without law would lack standards for fair judgment, spiraling into conflict and chaos. Could culture truly develop without tools to preserve and transmit it? Could history be safeguarded if we relied solely on human memory? And could social justice exist without clear, shared norms? Occupations, law, and writing may seem like mere technicalities, but in truth, they are the very foundations of human civilization. Hello, friends. I'm delighted to walk alongside you on today's journey. Welcome to the world of cultures, part of the Way Home ecosystem, where we explore the great legacies that have shaped humanity. In this video, we'll discover Mesopotamia, long honored as the cradle of writing and law. This is the land that marked a turning point in history, where humans first built systems to manage society through written records and legal codes. In doing so, they not only kept order in their communities, but also launched a civilizational development that would last for millennia. Why was Mesopotamia so special? What did its people do to create such a breakthrough? And how does their legacy still influence us today? Let's look for the answers together. Mesopotamia literally means the land between two rivers, the region between the Tigris and Euphrates, located in modern-day Iraq and parts of Syria. The climate was harsh, yet the rivers brought fertile silt ideal for agriculture. People settled early, forming large communities instead of living nomadically. Over time, villages grew into the world's first cities, most famously Ur, Uruk, and Babylon. These were not only population centers, they were hubs of trade, religion, and politics. Natural conditions combined with human ingenuity turned Mesopotamia into the birthplace of a brilliant civilization, hence its title, the Cradle of Civilization. Around 3200 BCE, the growing need to track agricultural output, commercial exchange, and temple tribute pushed the Sumerians, among Mesopotamia's earliest peoples, to invent cuneiform. At first, writing was just simple signs impressed on clay tablets to record barley or livestock counts. Over time, it evolved into a complex system capable of expressing law, poetry, and history. Thanks to writing, we can still read the Epic of Gilgamesh, one of the oldest surviving literary works. Beyond storing information, writing opened a door for humans to communicate across time and distance. It marked the turning point from an oral society to one grounded in durable knowledge. Writing didn't just store data, it enabled effective governance. Laws, contracts, and transactions could be recorded clearly, creating transparency in economic and political life. It helped curb abuses of power because written terms could be verified. Writing also allowed knowledge to pass across generations, giving culture continuity. A society anchored in writing becomes more resilient because information is no longer trapped in fading personal memory. This was a monumental step out of the fragility of forgetting, laying the groundwork for culture, science, and law to grow over the long term. Around 1750 BCE, King Hammurabi of Babylon issued a monumental code of over 280 laws, carved into basalt stelae. It is one of the oldest known written legal codes. It addressed marriage, inheritance, trade, and punishments in detail. The code reflected royal authority, but also a social hunger for fairness. From then on, people were protected by law, not only by the whims of rulers. This laid the foundation for the enduring idea of a rule of law state. The Code of Hammurabi is powerful proof that law is the backbone of any civilization. Mesopotamians were remarkable scientific pioneers. They developed a base 60 mathematical system, the reason we have 60 seconds in a minute and 60 minutes in an hour today. They were early astronomers, charting the sky and building lunar calendars for agriculture and ritual. By combining math and astronomy, they created tools to manage time and seasons effectively. Their knowledge served daily life and seeded later scientific traditions. Clearly, they reached beyond material survival to ask big questions about the cosmos. Mesopotamians believed natural events, floods, droughts, victory or defeat, were governed by the gods. Temples were not only places of worship, they were also the economic and political centers of the city. Priestly elites managed resources, collected taxes, and shaped legal norms, holding great power. For ordinary people, the gods provided spiritual grounding and a reason to uphold social order. Festivals and rituals knit communities together, unifying public life. Religion thus shaped both inner life and the institutional structure of Mesopotamian society. The most iconic structures are ziggurats, towering terraced temple complexes rising above the city. They served as religious centers and symbols of political power, embodying belief in the gods and royal authority. The ziggurat of Ur remains partly standing today, proof of Mesopotamia's advanced engineering. Cities were also encircled by stout walls, with canals and grand palaces within. Architecture met daily needs while showcasing strategic urban planning. These works are evidence of social organization and collective strength. Mesopotamian cities were not mere shelters, but true cradles of urban civilization. Mesopotamian art blended religion and politics in sculpture, carved stelae, and murals. Works often honored the gods, kings, and celebrated victories, legitimizing royal power. Famous reliefs show monarchs hunting, symbolizing human prowess under divine protection. Small clay or bronze figurines reveal the intimate devotional life of the people. Art did more than decorate. It communicated that royal authority was divinely sanctioned, with the king as a bridge between heaven and earth. Through imagery and symbol, art reinforced communal belief and social order. Agriculture was the bedrock of Mesopotamian wealth, thanks to irrigation from the Tigris and Euphrates. People built canals, reservoirs, and levees to control flows and turn arid land into fertile fields. Barley, wheat, and dates sustained the populace and produced surpluses for trade. Those surpluses enabled a merchant class, priestly elites, and administrative rulers to emerge. Agriculture supported not only survival, but also the economy behind cities, temples, and legal systems. As farming thrived, labor specialization increased, spurring crafts and commerce. Without agriculture, Mesopotamia could not have become humanity's first great urban civilization. Mesopotamia lacked key resources like timber, precious metals, and building stone. Trade thus became essential. Mesopotamians exchanged goods with Persia, India, and Egypt, trading farm produce and crafts for rare raw materials. Trade enriched resources and brought in foreign culture and knowledge, turning Mesopotamia into a regional hub. Commerce spurred the creation of contracts, loans, and accounting systems, all recorded in cuneiform. Many core economic concepts originated here. Trade was not only a flow of goods, it energized Mesopotamian society materially and culturally. Mesopotamian society was clearly stratified. At the top stood the king and royal family, holding political and military power. Beneath them were priests, nobles, and officials who managed administration, religion, and law. Merchants, craftsmen, and farmers created material wealth. At the bottom were slaves, often war captives or debtors. Despite inequality, the Code of Hammurabi shows that law applied across classes. This early notion of social fairness defined rights and duties for groups, preserving order and enabling centuries of stability. Women had defined rights and duties, though generally fewer than men. They could own property, engage in trade, and hold roles in religious life. Some noble women and priestesses wielded notable influence, indicating a meaningful female presence in society. Still, the Code of Hammurabi upheld patriarchal authority, placing women under the oversight of husbands or fathers. This reflects the shift from older matrilineal patterns to a new patriarchal order. Even so, women's property rights and economic participation were advanced compared to many contemporary cultures, showing both contribution and constraint within a forming ancient society. The Epic of Gilgamesh is among the oldest surviving literary works. It follows King Gilgamesh's quest for immortality after the death of his friend Enkidu. The poem asks timeless questions. Can humans overcome death? Where does life's meaning lie? In the end, Gilgamesh realizes immortality is not of the body, but of the legacy we leave to humankind. This is a profoundly forward-looking idea, revealing deep Mesopotamian reflection on life and death. The epic shows that even thousands of years ago, humans struggled with mortality and the desire to endure, making it both a literary treasure and a window into an ancient spiritual search. Mesopotamia's inventions and ideas still touch us today. Writing, law, mathematics, astronomy, and commercial contracts all trace back to this land. From Mesopotamia, we learned how to organize society, build states, and define the relationship between individuals and the community. Everyday concepts, minutes and hours, written law, ledger-based management, sprang from here. Its influence reached later civilizations, Greece, Rome, Persia, and echoes through modern systems. Mesopotamia's fingerprints are on our lives and our institutions. Power in Mesopotamia wasn't legitimate by royal prestige alone. It needed transparent law. The Code of Hammurabi shows durable rule must rest on common standards rather than personal whims. When law becomes the foundation, the people are protected and the state can govern steadily. The lesson endures. Power should be bounded to secure justice for all. Historically, this was an early step toward the idea of the rule of law. It reflects humanity's long-standing desire for a social order that is both effective and ethical, balancing law and moral duty in community life. Mesopotamia's decline arose from intertwined causes, not a single event. Environmental change and over-irrigation led to salinization, degrading farmland over time. City-state warfare sapped internal strength as rising powers, Assyria, Persia, surged. Shocks from natural disasters, disease, and shifting trade routes broke urban lifelines. Yet their intellectual legacy did not vanish. It spread and evolved within successor empires. This cycle of rise and fall shows history's unpredictable rhythms, and that what remains after ruins are the lessons that help later generations grow. Mesopotamia flourished on the silt of the Tigris and Euphrates, yet faced floods and droughts. Prosperity depended on adaptation and risk management. Their canals, levees, and reservoirs embody a mindset of living with nature, not dominating it absolutely. The lesson resounds in our era of climate change. Extraction must be paired with restoration and conservation. When we ignore ecological limits, the bill arrives fast and high. The human-nature relationship is dual: cooperation to thrive, restraint to endure. Respecting the river's rhythms is, in effect, respecting civilization's foundations. The teaching of impermanence says all conditioned things arise, endure, change, and pass away. And Mesopotamia vividly illustrates this truth. The radiance of ziggurats, law stelae, and bustling markets has receded into memory. Impermanence is not a call to despair, but to wakefulness, to cherish the present and plant wholesome seeds for the future. Seeing power and prosperity as interdependent reduces clinging and pride. Peace lies in acting with wisdom and compassion toward people, creatures, and the natural world. Through the lens of impermanence, Mesopotamia teaches us to build without bondage and to serve without grasping, walking a path of calm amid history's perpetual turning. To me, Mesopotamia feels like humanity's foundational classroom, where every subject left a lasting mark. I'm most moved by their early commitment to law and fairness. It proves the yearning for justice has been with us since civilization's dawn. Those carefully inscribed clay tablets remind me that knowledge endures only when preserved and passed on responsibly. Gilgamesh's journey, fear of death transformed into a resolve to leave value behind, still strikes deep. Their environmental lessons humble me. Prosperity that forgets limits invites decline. All of this nudges me to read history with compassion and clarity, to understand so we can honor, to learn so we can transform. Above all, to place law and ethics above raw power, that's the ground of a healthy society. Which Mesopotamian lesson feels most urgent today? Rule of law, water management, or knowledge preservation? Do you see a modern-day ziggurat in our digital era? Civic, cultural, or spiritual projects that bind communities beyond bricks and mortar? Do you recognize Mesopotamia's story of impermanence in today's climate shifts? If you stood before the Hammurabi stele, what principle would you add for future generations? And finally, do you agree with Gilgamesh's conclusion that true immortality is the good we leave in others' lives? Share your thoughts in the comments. Your perspective will make this conversation richer and deeper. Mesopotamia isn't just the opening chapter of history. It's a mirror reflecting today's big questions. Here, writing and law were born. Here, people learned to organize community and entrust memory to the future. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to the World of Cultures in the Way Home ecosystem to catch upcoming episodes. Thank you for staying with us to the end. Your presence motivates us to keep digging deeper and telling these stories with care. Before we say goodbye, a parting note. Every civilization is impermanent. What remains are the seeds of wisdom and compassion we plant in one another. See you in the next episode as we continue strolling among the constellations of the ancient world. Wishing you a peaceful day and abundant curiosity.